dear foam friends, today I'm going to work in layers. Now, hey, didn't you do that already? Yes, I did. In a previous video, I worked in a single sheet. I applied different types of texture in one sheet, and by pressing down, give you the illusion that there is more depth in the sheet. Applying, oh, this is the right side up, stone, plaster and wood. But now I want to work in actual layers. I want to stack foam on top of each other. And just to show you what that does for your project, let's go over a few examples. So here we have two examples of a wall that is simply one sheet and is textured in a way as I already explained in the previous video. So this is where it all starts. Put that aside. Here we have walls, and here with two layers. So you see, if you compare it, there is more going on. It, in my opinion, looks more interesting. And actually, there is no limit. Although here we have three layers. So stone, stone, stone. And sure, the layers are visible there where openings are. Like by simply removing this part, it starts to look like a niche. By simply cutting out stones and making them thinner and gluing them back in, you get more depth. And here, the third layer is a thin layer of wood. So depending on the layer, depending on how you want it to look, you can choose your texture. And finally, I think I will stop there. I think these are even more layers, like 5 or 6, where layers individually stick out more and then fall back again. So yeah, so how do we do it? It's not about texturing, we've gone through that already, but it's more like, okay, so where do I start? How do I build it up? How do I build it up? So let's dive right into it. So let's start with the first layer. And when I start working in layers, I always work from the last layer, the layer underneath, the smallest opening, and from there I go to the top, to the sheet with the larger openings. So for this I am using my template. It's a template set. It also has a acrylic part, but that's not interesting for now. But I'm using it because this is a nice set of 3 openings, small, medium, large. And why not start with that? So I start with the smaller one, a door or a window or whatever it is, and I cut it out. So there we go. As I said, I start with the smallest opening. And the reason for this is simple, because now when I lay this down and I take the second sheet, I put them nicely together and I trace this opening. This is the opening. Looks a little bit wobbly bobbly, but that is not okay. That's okay. So now I take the second opening, the medium opening, and I position it there nicely in the middle, as you can see. So I trace it, and that's the shape I'd like to cut out, or I want to cut out. Oops. Okay, second opening. And there you go. Now let's do a third layer. I'm tracing the larger opening. Take my template again, place it on there. Align it that it's nicely in the middle. And here we have the final one. Let me see. Okay, I think we're there. And I think this looks already quite nice. Yep, so here we have a door or a small passageway, whatever, in 3 layers. Now, this is quite massive. The layers each are maybe 1/4, 1/5 of an inch thick, 5-6 millimeters. By simply slicing them, making them thinner, the whole wall will get thinner, and it's a matter of taste. You might even want to add an opening that falls in between the medium and large opening to get even more layers in, whatever you like better. If it comes to texturing, the good thing about working in these types of layers is that you only need to layer or to texture that what is visible. So with the first 2 layers, you don't have to texture that much. Good thing to know is if I want to put some structure in it, although it's all about building in layers, but here's just a tip. If this is a stone, you might want to copy these lines to the layers underneath. So it looks like a real wall that is built out of different layers of brick, for instance. Same goes with the arches. And just to show you an example, here is that in this wall you see that the stones in the arch, they go from the top layer into the layer underneath and so on. You don't have to. You can actually skip every second line, so these stones are bigger. But that's all, again, a matter of taste. But that was a little sidestep. It's about layering, and this is a nice example of how you can achieve more depth in your project. Okay, well guys, working in layers, and just to go in a slightly different direction, I took these 2 examples, which are, as you can see, compared to the little wall we have over here, a totally different size. But regardless of the size in which height size you want to work, it all comes down to the same technique: working in layers, applying structure, cutting out the windows, the doors. And I think I've covered all there is to know. Not all there is to know. There's more to know, but enough for you so you can actually make what you see over here. Yes, there is more, and there will be more. but that is for another day. We're already working on some real projects where we will be using, it's a long day guys, where we will be using all the techniques you've seen so far and more. But again, that's for another day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was useful. Thank you again, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.